Hello, welcome back. I'm Miniature Mike, and this time we're going to continue our tier list series with doing the Imperial Entanglements set. I think by now this is the 10th set that we've done, maybe 11th. One of those two. We're getting about two-thirds of the way through this. If you haven't checked that out yet, I did Clone Wars, and that's the first of the 40-person, 40-piece sets, and then it's where they changed the white cards as well, kind of like a, I don't know, definite kind of next chapter in Star Wars miniatures in some ways. But if you haven't checked it out, please go back, take a look. I'd love to hear your comments and get your views on that video. But without further ado, let's jump into this one. Pretty fun set, kind of revisiting the episodes 4, 5, and 6 again with just some extra things, which is pretty cool. So getting into it, we got the Boffin Commando. So I absolutely love these things. You can do so many wild, amazing things with the Boffin Commando. Um, just having this whole combination of things, intuition, deadeye, and careful shot, is so good. It's because you can go set yourself up or get out of trouble. You can get yourself into a position and then just blast somebody for only 16 points. And then, lots of things you can add on top of that. So these guys, maybe this is a little controversial, and this is also biased because I've done some fun squads with these, but I'm actually just going to stick them up in A tier. I think these are so much fun. So, pretty underrated piece. C-3PO Ewok Deity. So this is, in my opinion, just a meme. I mean, maybe I should say F tier, but like, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Um, I guess all it really is for is like if you're trying to defend something in your base, maybe you have someone there that you want to like stay alive, and their enemy comes and tries to take him out, then it can be decent for like using draw fire, suppressive, and evade. Okay, that's fine. You can move him because he's speed 0 if you can have someone else move him. Um, but like the fact that he's basically stuck where he is kind of useless. And if someone's taken out your commanders that are in the back, you've probably already lost. So I don't know. Like yeah, there's a use for him. If you want to throw him in for 5 points to be little like I don't know, little mini damage sponge to use draw fire and evade. Like that's a nice combination. But like let's be real, this is just kind of silly. General Crix Maydeen, I think this guy's fantastic. I put him. So this guy makes the Rebel Commandos insane, and he also makes Bothan Commandos absolutely insane as well. Like the Bothan Commandos with Crix are just freaky, like, totally freaky. So I think for that reason, he's not S tier, but he's really good. So his stats, he can't really hold his own. He can, if it's gaining the advantage, the initiative on somebody with this. Suppressive's nice, having stealth's nice, um, and so he's someone that you kind of put in the back, and he can really make your commandos really scary. Having cunning attack plus 20 is really good for the commandos, and the rebels have a lot of commando options actually. Lots of commandos. You can bring commandos in from Fringe. I'm definitely a big fan. He's only 16 points, and he's such a huge advantage. Helps out so much. I think he's A tier personally. I'll put him above the Botha Noble just for how he affects it. General Recan, so he is the third, in my opinion, of the completely bonkers broken characters. I would make an argument, so I think Wedge Antilles, the New Republic version, is the least of broken ones, because I think it says followers. Same ability, but followers. And then, I don't know if he's more broken or Kenobi. The Kenobi from Clone Wars is more broken. But this is just a stupid commander effect. All allies, they'll gain evade and mobile attack. The implications of that power are unbelievable. So, unfortunately for me, I'm not a fan. And he also has Recon for 14 points. I don't think there's a better piece in the game besides General Recon, honestly. Um, you can do so much with this. It's just, yeah, if someone was to play, if I was to play with someone, he's easily on a banned list. And if I was going to fix this guy, I would either there's a lot of things you could do. You could probably up his cost a little bit, and then you could change it from allies. You could change it to like non-unique followers. I think if you change it to non-unique followers, that's much more reasonable because then it's going to affect, much more. It's going to affect other units that it's going to empower other weaker rebel units that you can kind of take advantage of. But otherwise, he's broken. So, not a fan of that character. Leia Bounty Hunter, she's pretty solid to be honest with you. I think I stuck her in. I think where did I stick Leia Bounty Hunter? I probably put her in high B tier. So the thing with her, I don't even think. I think she might even be an A tier. I don't know. There's all characters get pretty good the higher up you get here. So I'm gonna grab Leia Bounty Hunter for now. I'm gonna stick her in B tier. I might move her up. So she's got good stats. She's 26. For 26, these stats are fine. She has evade and stealth and electro staff. So pretty awesome. And then Force Sense can be nice to throw in to kind of knock all this stuff. She's pretty solid. Yeah, I don't know. For a melee piece, she can do a ton of extra damage, or make them, or make them activated. So I kind of want to put her A tier, but I think I'm gonna have too many people in A tier at the end of this. I'll put her at the bottom of A tier. Maybe not. I'll just keep her top of B tier for now. She's really good. Don't get me wrong. Good stealth piece, hard to hit. And then if you are next to her, you really got to watch out. So yeah, I don't know. I think I might put her at bottom of B, A tier. Let's see how this all shakes out here. Okay, so we got Luke Skywalker Rebel Commando. Again, he's awesome when you mix him with the Rebel Commandos because his stealth becomes super stealth. And he's got everything you'd ever need. He's got stealth. He's got greater mobile if you need it. Double cunning, Gemso style thrown in there. Decent stats, very similar stats to the Leia, but I really like this combination of powers. And then his force powers are awesome. He's deflect, against shooters, and then levitation 1, which is okay, whatever. It's a power, which is fine. So I think I'm actually gonna move Leia up to A tier. I think he's really, really strong, especially if you mix him with the Rebel Commandos and the Rebel Commando Strike Leader and all that stuff, and Crix Medine. You can have a really scary, commandos in your squad. He's a commando. So it's very easy to make him very scary. I'm going to probably put him just below these people, though. Really good, but if you get right up to him, you can probably knock him out pretty quick with certain combinations of things. But definitely an A tier piece, really good. I think I like him just a little bit more than Leia. I don't know. Leia might actually be better. They both have stealth. She's kind of I think she's better. Yeah, I think she might actually be better than Luke. That's crazy. I did not expect that because I had him higher originally. Yeah, I think that's fair right there. Rebel Commando Pathfinder. Having Pathfinder's fine. Mobile attack's great. To throw that in there. For 11 points, he's got 50 hit points. That is pretty darn good if you ask me. And then he has stealth as well. So all those things. And he's a commando. So there's that for you. Let's see. I'm going to put him in B tier for sure. Really nice character. Would definitely mix him in. Pathfinder. Yeah, first B tier. IE's got some Imperial Entanglements. Got some great characters. Oh, look. We got a reprint of the Rebel Trooper. Yeah, I don't care about those. R2D2 with extended sensor. This is really nice. So this is actually extremely nice character. So he's an R2, and I like how he's cheap, like the original R2. Got override, and then to mix it, he's got recon too. So if there's situations where he can safely see an enemy, you can win initiative easier. And then also, it's a trap is. I don't know if you're going to be using him as much for that, but the fact that he has it, doesn't hurt at all. And it only costs a 9, so just one more point than some of the other Astro Droids and that have override. Easily makes him an S tier because of that. Veteran Rebel Commando, also really good. This is a B tier. The original Rebel Commando is a C tier. But this one's better. It costs the same. But this guy has mobile attack. The other one didn't. Better stats. And then he has grenades 10, just like the other one does. But it becomes grenades 20 very easily. So this guy totally supplants the other Rebel Commando. I'm just going to stick him up here B tier with the Pathfinder. I'm going to put him above the Pathfinder, actually, just because you get a lot. You get a lot of nice stuff just for this much. So high B tier for sure. A great commando, a really solid commando for sure. Erica, she's very strong, so I'm gonna stick her in A tier. Let's see, where is Erica? I'm gonna stick her right here for now. I'll put her top of A tier. So, man, the thing you have with her that's just insane. So she is kind of expensive for 31 points. She does 10 damage, but if you do this at the right time, you can use Cunning Attack, and then you have Sniper, Stealth, and Twin, and then you also have Blaster Barrage. So if you get it all set up right, you use Blaster Barrage. Sniper can maybe help a little bit with targeting more people, and then you can just kind of shoot everybody. You can shoot, each character twice for plus 13, 20 damage. Pretty dang good. I think for 31 points, though, like, that's really good, don't get me wrong, but even that to me feels a little expensive for some reason. I mean, if she had accurate shot, then that would be, instead of Sniper, that'd be pretty scary. And Burst Hand's nice to be able to use this force for sure. I think she's A tier, but I'm going to put her at the bottom of A tier. Like, A tier is great, but there's just something about her, like, if you don't have the advantage, then you're going to be missing out on this. It's going to be harder to hit people. Blaster Barrage is good with her, though, for sure, but yeah, I don't know. I think she's really good for 31. I think for 31, though, for some reason it just feels like a little higher expensive. Maybe if she was like 28, I don't know, but really good. Okay, this guy, I've had a lot of success with him. I think he's S tier. He might be high A tier, actually. I'm going to do high A tier for now. So he's an expensive Darth Vader, so for 71 points, and you're getting, the max Darth Vader stats, everything you'd expect with Darth Vader at this point, triple, dark armor, you even get pilot. And then Gemso styles, that's all standard, later edition Darth Vader powers. Very nice especially very nice for melee. Force power is pretty good. You get renewal, and you get great powers. You got great, good stuff. I'd almost prefer to have lightsaber defense or deflect instead of reflect, just because reflect is expensive and doesn't really always land. But grip 20 is nice for that range attack, and then he has the standard amazing commander effect. Allies get extra attack, really good. So I think he's fantastic. 70 points. He's right up there with Lord Vader, Darth Vader, Jedi Hunter. Great character. So I think I want to put him in S tier, but there's a couple other people that I think belong in S tier. So I'm going to leave him top of A tier. I think this is where I think top of A tier, is where... Ooh, is it where I put Darth Vader, Jedi Hunter? I don't think it is. No, I think it is. I don't know. I just feel like he's on the same level as Darth Vader, Jedi Hunter, just different specialties, basically. I might put him bottom of S tier. He's very strong. I've had tremendous success with this Darth Vader, but I don't know if he's exactly S tier, but he's very high A tier. Emperor Palpatine on throne. He's S tier. This guy is the best force battery in the game, so I'm going to put him right there. Let's see. For 33 points, he just stands still. You have to approach him, and if you approach him, it's going to be hard to hit him. If you get near him, he's going to lightning you to death. Great force powers to defend himself. Fantastic to force powers. And then characters can use his force powers, and he's going to have so much force to go around. So, and the cool thing about him is he is 30 points. He's not crazy expensive like the expensive, combat Palpatines that are 60 points. Those ones, guys, they're not as good as you think. These ones, this guy, the Rebel Storm Palpatine, that's what I'm talking about. Dignitary, really nice. A diplomat that can shoot for 20 damage. I think these guys are wildly awesome. They're basically moving cover. They're hard to target. I think these guys are great. Moff Jerjerrod, he's going to be a lot lower. I'm not actually a fan of this guy. So the whole point of him is to help Death Star troopers. And, for 12 points, I guess he's okay. Death Star troopers cost less, I guess. But you don't want to use Death Star troopers anyways, or Death Star anything. They're not worth it. So, unfortunately for Jerjerrod, excuse me, he's in C tier. 501st Imperial Pilot. These guys are kind of sneaky powerful. So for 12 points, not a lot of hit points, but he's got high defense, hard to hit him, good with mounted weapon characters. He costs less with Baron Fell. I don't know how worthwhile that really is, but it's there. And then Squad Assault, so these guys can leverage their twin attack with other guys just like this very, very well. And he has twins, so I think this guy's just got a lot of tricks up his sleeve, really strong. I'm going to put him high B tier. I'm going to probably stick him above these guys. I just really like all of the stuff he has got going for him. Lots of interesting powers, can be used in a lot of different ways, and he doesn't cost that much, so pretty cool. Sand Trooper, let's see, I think I put this guy, I think he belongs in C tier. Not bad. He's just whatever he is. I think at this point, though, he's a little power crept. Not as good as he was before in the past, but being able to have 20 damage and being able to do some stuff is pretty solid. Sand Trooper Officer, this guy is B tier. He makes Sand Troopers so much better. So for 20 points, he's got insane stats. 30 damage, sign me up. There's a lot of like Trooper and Clone Trooper, Stormtrooper commanders that are at the 20 range. And he's got the best stats of all of them, and his commander effect's pretty good. You give Sand Troopers Deadeye, he gives Sand Troopers Squad Assaults. Sand Troopers can't get more attack, and then they can take it. They can basically become quasi heavy Stormtroopers for much cheaper, which is pretty cool actually. So I think he's definitely a B tier commander. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of these guys. So B tier for me. I'm gonna put him probably below these two characters. Maybe actually above him. Pathfinder's nice, but it's just kind of like it's nice to have, but it's not like incredible. I'll put him right above the Commando as well. I think this guy can't help. If you want to do Sand Trooper, his powers are pretty specific to Sand Troopers, so I'll put him down one. But you can make him pretty usable. Scout Trooper. This guy's meh. Bottom of B tier. I think I'm a fan of Scout Troopers in general for having stealth, being pretty cheap for having stealth, and just being available, I guess you could say. But the more I think about it, the more I think these guys really truly drop to top of C tier. I think in Rebel Storm, I rated these guys at bottom of B tier, maybe. And I could see it go either way. Bottom B tier, top of C tier. All right. Shock Troopers, these guys, in my opinion, are incredible. So they have squad cover, and so these guys can easily have tons of defense, and they're just going to shoot missiles at you all day. That's all they're going to do. And to me, being able to have high defense and shoot missiles is very strong. So I'm actually going to be a little crazy. I'm going to stick these guys top of A tier, just behind Darth Vader. I think they're amazing. I think these are so much fun, and again, it's very easy to give these guys a billion defense. Like, you mix these with Felucian Stormtrooper Officer, with Imperial Alpha Commander Darth Vader or whatever, and then you're looking at an unbelievable, an insurmountable amount of defense. So, yeah, pretty cool. Snow Trooper, seen these before. They're C tier. I'll put them right down here. I think I'd prefer this. I don't know. I'd prefer this guy because he has the damage. Let's see, Snow Trooper Commander. These guys are pretty cool. So the thing I like about them is they just have 10 hit points less than the Stormtrooper one, the Sand Trooper Commander, but they're way cheaper. They only cost 14. Oh, they also have less damage. So there's that too. And he gives Snow Troopers, he gives them extra attack and Squad Assault. So basically you have a guy, and unfortunately he still only does 10 damage, but you do give a unit, and these could be good for the elite Snow Troopers. You give them a lot of attack. Like, bare bottom, you give them 4, and then you can give them 4 more Squad Assault, so you can, especially if you mix these, I've seen him working well with elite Snow Troopers, where you can make him just, they have a hard time missing things. So I think he's really good. I think I like, let's see, I think I like him a little bit, no, I like him a little bit more, because if you put him with elite snowtroopers, then makes him really scary, really strong. But if you mix this guy with just sand troopers, and there's only sand troopers, it makes him really nice, but again, sand troopers, there's no elite version, and they are what they are, easy to kill, even, well, they're not terribly tanky, I should say. But makes him really interesting and fun. But I think this guy's got more flexibility, and he's cheap. So both really nice officers, in my opinion. I'm going to stick this guy down here. I really like these officers. They help the Imperials a lot. This guy, bottom of B tier. Stormtroopers are nice. They're 5 points, high defense, and there's a lot of ways you can make them better. I've talked about them before. Thrawn, the other Thrawn. I think this guy's the more popular Thrawn, so he's S tier. I'm going to put him at the very top, just behind Recan, because he's got Tactician like the other one. I think he's a little cheaper. Similar stats, but his commander effects, they are better. So he has the switching one, and instead of giving +3/+3 to non-unique followers, he just all allies gain opportunist, and that's just simply better. It's rangeless. It affects everybody, everyone from Darth Vader to anybody. And to me, that is incredible because he affects. He's a master tactician, so you can choose to have the enemy go first, and as a result, you can navigate your way to making all of your allies use opportunist. And so I think he's amazing. I think he is a little better than the other one, but the other one from Universe is amazing as well. It's just kind of pick what you want. Kip Duron, pretty solid Jedi for 26 points, great stats. However, in my opinion, having Savagery and Impulse, Force Renewal is great, but becoming Savage is a little tricky because then it's going to be hard to control him. But at least he has Twin Attack, that's going to help out. And then he's got great Force powers. Lightning 1 is a nice medium range power. Force Push 5, great Force power. He can't use it until someone dies, so that's a problem. I put him in A tier. I don't think he's exactly A tier to me, though, simply because these are all conditional powers, and he can't use this one for a while. So if he uses a little bit of Force, then he's going to have to wait a while time to charge up, to use Force Push 5. He might be dead by then because he has Savage. So really cool piece if you use him right. A little complicated, though, but I think he's pretty nice. I'll put him right here, B tier. Yeah, maybe top of B tier. I think he can deserve it. He has good potential, but a little tricky to use. Back to tank, I don't think these things are all what they're cracked up to be, in my opinion, but I'll stick him right here. Again, they make healing great, but it's stuck in your base, so if for some reason you take damage, this is really going to only help gunners, because if you have a melee person taking damage, then they're engaged. They're either you're going to win or they're going to die. So the fact that these guys are in place when you have to go back to be able to use their powers, they can make your healing better, but it's not something that you can move around with you. So unfortunately for me, I think I'm just going to say bottom of C tier. They're not useless, but and they're cheap, kind of, but I don't know. Bestman Guard, not great. I'm going to put these guys just above them. I like that they have advantageous cover. Easy to use, easy to get lots of defense. Chiss Mercenary, so for 14 points, you got really good stats, lots of damage. Bad attack, though. I think they're all right. I think I'm going to put these guys in B tier somewhere. Let's see. Where in B tier did I put them before? Low B tier. I'm going to put them right here. Yeah, that sounds fine. It's a good mercenary. Being able to have mercenary but still do 30 damage is going to be really strong. So just want to find ways to improve that attack. Dash Rendar, I love this piece. So for 28 points, in ways it kind of reminds me of Erica in terms of being able to just shoot a ton of targets at once. You got somebody with Evade, hard to hit, that's good. He's got Pilot, nice to throw in there, double attack, and Twin, and Greater Mobile, and Opportunist. So if you don't have the opportunity, then he's not going to do anything, honestly. He's not going to have very good attack. But if you do have Opportunist on your side, it's a lot of damage, decent attack. I think he's an A tier. I think he's balanced pretty well, though, because he has the poor stats. So I think he's balanced very fairly. So I am going to put him in A tier. I think I would probably take Erica just slightly over him, because she does have ways of just shooting a lot more targets a little bit more strongly than he does in some cases. They're different in different ways. I kind of like him more, though, to be honest with you, but I'll put him just above. Shoot, this is hard. I'll put him just above Erica. I think Erica's just a teeny bit too expensive, just a teeny bit. She's very good, though. But I like how he's fringe, and just using these on their own are great powers. Duro Scout, yeah, it's nice that he has accurate shot, but I'm not going to find myself using these guys very much, so I'll put him at the bottom. Ewok Scout, these guys are wild. So for 6 points, lots of defense. And then it's easy to get that swarm up if you need to have more of these guys. Stealth is great to throw in there. Cunning attack is great. And then, if you mix these with like Authority and Commander and stuff, and especially if you mix these guys with like Nom and Nor, oh boy, these guys got so much fun potential. So I'm a fan of them. I'm gonna put these guys high B tier. I know that sounds ridiculous, but for only 6 points, you get a melee piece with cunning and stealth and really high defense. Man, these things are pretty fun. The potential with them is pretty wild. So I might be overdoing it. They're not A tier, but like they're good. They're really good. Java Scavenger, exceptional against droids. These guys are droid snipers basically. So for 13 points, you do have poor hit. You have bad stats. You really do have bad stats, but they got stealth. That's going to be helpful. And then they have accurate, cunning 20, and ion 20. So if you want, you could pinpoint a droid, get +8 and 50 damage. That is extremely good. So if you're on a team that's trying to take out a lot of droids, maybe a Republic against Separatists, whatever, if you choose to do that, and you know that they're probably going to roll out droids, then... Oh, excuse me. Wow. Finding a way to roll these things out is absolutely worth it. So I think these guys are also B. I'm going to put them just ahead of these guys right here. They're not just behind. I like how cheap these are, the potential they can have. But these guys are also awesome. However, the only thing I will say is that if these powers aren't exactly engaged, meaning there are really no droids, that it was a bad matchup and it was a miscalculation, or you have, cunning attack isn't activated just yet, you're paying 13 points for someone with horrendous stats for 13 points. So you just gotta make sure you use these guys right, and they'll do good for you. Lobot is an S tier character. Yeah, I'm gonna put him just below, at the very bottom. Yeah, I think that's fair. Boy, I'm gonna put him above R2 actually. So the thing with him, normally I don't like expensive people with override if they can't do anything else as much. But the thing I like about this guy is, no, he has bad stats, or yes, he has bad stats, but he's got Fringe Reserves 30. That's nice to have in your back pocket. He's got override, check, and then he has recon. So if there's a situation that arises, he's not going to get targeted. These guys are just so interesting. He's just like R2. I think R2 had recon as well. But having Fringe Reserves 30 really bumps him up a notch. And I've been in plenty of games where this guy's reserves activates. It's 30 more points of characters, and you can do quite a lot with that. So I think he is awesome. Super awesome. So the other Lobot's great too from Universe. However, he's just a very cheap override, and that's it. So that's fine. Logray, I'm not a big fan of Logray, honestly. So his stats are fine, but you're not going to really attack people. Having Force Corruption is pretty cool, to be honest with you. So that's fun to do Force Corruption 10, but it's only 10 damage. It's easy to get rid of it. So he's cool. I'll put him top of C tier, personally. I think he's kind of fun, but using that Force Corruption for a 12-point piece. But in the end, ultimately, he's a little underwhelming. Mercenary Commander. Very nice for mercenaries. So great stats overall. And then he has Deadeye and Furious Assault. So it's fun how he can run and shoot everybody he wants to. That's nice, for having Mercenary, for example. And then followers that have Mercenary, they'll gain Deadeye. That's good for Mercenary since they can't move. And then Furious Assault, so you can get your people to kind of run into position, and they can shoot everybody they want to. So I think that's really good for mercenaries because their weakness is being stuck in place once they can target people. And if they're going to be stuck in place, at least you want them to approach a situation, guns a-blazing, and then on their next turn, if they're still alive, then they can do more damage. They can do single shot more damage. Really good. I think these guys are awesome. So for what they do, they're a little too specific. I'm going to stick them right between. So my logic with these is this. So I think if you do mix in mercenaries, he makes them awesome. Lots of fun. Really good mercenaries. However, and there's a lot of good mercenaries out there if you find them. However, it's very specific to mercenaries. You got to make sure you mix those guys in. I'm actually going to take him down just a notch. These guys' pure power is just so strong. So you gotta make sure you do it just right. But I'm a fan. I am a fan. Mouse Droid, these guys are S tier. Being able to have a fringe option or replacement for Masamata, basically, great. High defense, just kind of keep them out of sight. They'll make your allied commanders get everywhere you want to. These are essential, so definitely recommend mixing these in your squad if necessary. Fantastic. Twi'lek Black Sun Vigo, also very good. Oh, excuse me. Another yawn. So I think they're good, but they have a couple things got to consider here. So for 18 points, decent stats, hard to hit them. They have greater mobile attack, even though they don't need it at all, which is kind of funny. Evade, hard to hit, which is nice. Jolt is always, why not throw that on there? Opportunist. So these guys can use their mobile attack. They can, pinpoint shoot people if they need to. On their own, they're not great, but the fact that they give followers with evade, greater mobile attack, this affects a few people. This can affect a few interesting characters, and being able to have evade and great mobile attack means that your survivability just went through the roof. So I think for those reasons alone, I'm going to have to put him top of A tier because he is fringe, and so everybody, any team that has evade, you're going to have people that this is going to tremendously benefit. He's not S tier to me, though. Simply, I don't know. He's almost S tier, maybe. I think I might bump him to low S tier. I think this Vader is really powerful. Great commander effect, but he's going to be a low S tier for me. These guys are just essential. But top of A tier, I think is appropriate. These things are great. Really great. Man, those Vigos are really strong. Ugnaught Droid Destroyer, so I'd much rather have the Jawa for much more. Simply just because, he's got Jolt, great. And then it's got Ion Gun plus 20. But with these guys, they're more expensive, but harder to hit, and they have they're better against droids. So I think these guys are a little redundant, not all that helpful to be honest with you. So I'll put them down here. Yeah, and even if you don't use them for that, they got decent stats anyway. So I'll put them above these guys. Yeah, they're decently useful, but not all that great. Whippet Tracker. It's interesting. They excel from a distance or right up close, so not really a medium-ranged character. I think they're all right. For 15 points, got somebody that can kind of get out of the way, maybe snipe some people, get a few more individuals, and then they can use their other powers to their advantage. Mighty Swings are not that exciting, but if someone comes close, you can make it work. You can make it with cunning attack. I think they're pretty good. I originally put them in C tier. I don't think that's exactly fair. I'm going to put them in B tier just because they're so cheap. And they got a lot of really interesting tools in their kit. So I'll put them B tier. I'll say low B tier though. A great unit for sure if you mix them in just right. But I think that sounds appropriate. All right, the next Caesar. So for Caesar, good stats. Caesar's always got really nice attack, high defense, so hard to hit. Having fair gnomes is a lot of fun. It's really going to be hard to hit, damage him. And then he's got Fringe Reserves 20 of his own, so you just kind of have him hang out. And then each Black Sun ally is more powerful. There's a lot of Black Sun people out there. There really are. And being able to benefit from having more attack and more damage is great. Very, very helpful. So there's the other Caesar is pretty good too, but it's kind of just pick what you want, pick what makes more sense. I do like how he has Fringe Reserve 20, and it doesn't always hit, but it's really nice. So I think he is going to be low A tier for me. I probably would pick. The reason he is low A tier is very specific. You've got to use Black Sun to make him very good. And it's easy to bring Black Sun in if you need to with Fringe Reserve 20. So he's a little specific. He's really good with certain characters, which knocks him down. But I think if you put him with the right characters, I'm actually going to stick him top of B tier. Just because he just costs 30, and if he's with Black Sun people, he's going to be awesome. But if he's not with Black Sun people, which you're probably not going to use him in that situation, so kind of constrained to use him a certain way. So top of B tier, really nice. So I think that's going to leave it. There it is. He could be bottom of A tier. I won't argue with that. So anyway, this was a much faster one. When I did Clone Wars, there's a lot of extra battle packs and sets I had to mix in. So with these quick video, I think we're done at about 34 minutes. Yeah, please let me know what you think about it. Please let me know, please like, subscribe, leave comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts about where these units really stack up. And yeah, and yeah, also feel free to leave comments on other suggestions for videos in the future, and I'll consider them. But anyways, all in all, great set. Please check out Rebel Scum Photo Archive or Blue Milk, which links are below if you want to see more pictures, more stats, more information about Star Wars miniatures. But yeah, a lot of fun. Imperial Entanglements, pretty solid set. You got some really nice, interesting pieces up here. Really fun ones. I actually almost own every single piece in this set. The only character I think I'm missing, oh my goodness, I'm missing Caesar for sure. Um, I think I have. Oh yeah, I don't have this either, and I don't have this. So I don't have those three very rare characters. Very strong. Oh yeah, and this guy. But great set, lots of fun. So, anyways, appreciate it, and I will see you next time.